Thanks for joining us. We're starting with new information tonight on the man accused of shooting a federal security officer yesterday outside of the federal courthouse in downtown Phoenix.
That man, 68-year-old James Lee Carr, is charged with using a deadly weapon and assaulting a federal officer.
Team 12's Nyella Charles has the latest about what we know about this man's background. Nyella?
Well, the shooting happened just outside the federal courthouse here Tuesday. James Lee Carr's family and neighbors told the FBI he has a history of mental health issues. And in the criminal complaint, it says that he called his brother to confess to shooting that federal security officer. Tonight, a neighbor shedding some light on the man accused of shooting a federal security officer outside of the federal courthouse in downtown Phoenix late Tuesday morning.
He had mental illness. He discussed that openly, and he had some issues with alcohol.
Federal court records say 68-year-old James Lee Carr told family members he was responsible for the shooting, meeting them just blocks away at Verde Park after it happened. This is what the scene looked like Tuesday afternoon while the security officer recovered in the hospital, expected to be okay. According to federal court records, that federal security officer was checking this UPS truck into the courthouse when a driver ambushed him, saying hey before unloading about 3 rounds from a handgun. Officers arrested Carr at Verde Park after a family member alerted them of his whereabouts. His neighbor says he struggled but was always nice to her.
This has always been a wonderful neighbor. Like I said, he always would go to the food bank to get him some food and then bring home dog food to my dog Sage.
Officers searched his car, which matched the description of the one seen leaving the shooting, using a bomb-sniffing dog after agents said Carr mentioned blowing something up. So far, it doesn't look like Carr has ever been arrested in Arizona. He's set to appear in a virtual arraignment tomorrow in Tucson, but in the meantime, he's being held here in Phoenix. We're live in downtown Phoenix. Nyella Charles, 12 News.